All right, welcome back to our weekly DG Media update with what's happening in the real estate and financial world. And we love doing this because there's a lot of misinformation, and today's topic is very timely.
Bidding wars. That's right. You're seeing bidding wars across the nation. We've been talking to you about the lack of supply and there's just a tremendous amount of pent up demand that we've had over 2020 due to demographics and multiple other reasons. People wanting to relocate, people wanting to find a bigger, better home so they can quarantine in peace, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And what is that causing? It's causing bidding wars everywhere, isn't it, Don?
Yeah, it's not changing soon. I mean, you're going to hear how the home builders are building more homes and so forth, but we're so short supply. It's ridiculous, like 3 million homes shy, basically, because we have the largest demographic either. I stole your line, Gino. I'm sorry, buddy.
All good.
With the millennials, we have more home buyers than ever, actually more than the baby boomers back in the day. So this isn't going to change. So what do? We're going to give you some tips on how to at least give yourself a better option to be successful. And if you have to overbid, what is the number that actually makes sense?
That's right. So before we get into that, Don, let's talk about some tips and strategies to get your offer accepted. So the average home here in Los Angeles has somewhere between 8 and 17 offers on it. How do you make yours stand out? Now, a lot of real estate agents can help you with this, and some of them are experts at it, but we'll tell you what some of the things are from our side. Number one, use a local lender. That's number one. Someone that the listing agent will recognize and they will know if they have a good reputation, someone they can trust to close and close on time. That's the number one thing you need to do if you're going to be in this market.
Yeah, be careful because it's really easy to be, steered toward the really popular and low numbers you see on TV from the internet lenders or a friend told you they can get this. If the local real estate agent, which will be tip number 2, local real estate agent does not recognize a lender, your chances are pretty much zero. I mean, because they want to know that deal is going to close. So they're going to go with a local lender that they trust.
Now, let me clarify. Let me clarify. Local lender does not mean big bank, does not mean recognizable name, doesn't mean Quicken, it doesn't mean those. It means legitimately a person. Don, Gino, Chris, someone they know locally, not a big name brand, someone they know
good
personally.
Clarification, Gino. Key, because they don't go, oh, you're working with this bank? Oh, you're good. No, I trust Scott. I trust Tony. That's the way it works because they've been proven. I mean, just like us at Finance America, we close all our loans on time. Pretty easy to get our deals accepted. So you're working with a local lender, direct lender, we will suggest, and work with a local real estate agent. Same thing. If they don't know the real estate agent from out of town, it's going to be a lot harder to get your offer accepted. Plus, they know the market, really key, because they may say, yes, you might have to put a bid over asking price, but this home, this area, this school district is worth it. And let's talk about that.
Yeah. Or Don, like for example, the house that went for sale down the street here, it ended up selling like $150,000 more than it should have. Why? Because they had an out of area agent buy it. And if you look at the comparables, it has a similar square footage to mine. It has a similar bedroom, bathroom count to mine. But anybody that's truly from this area would say, that house ain't even close. It's not even in the same ballpark. And they'd be like, what are you talking about? I could walk there in 5 minutes. I'd be like, no. Anything on that street is completely different than the ones that are over here.
Look at mine. Same thing. Outside my gates, it's 200,000, 250,000. Now it's literally a stone's throw. But behind the gates, in front of the gates, 200. Now a local agent won't make, it's on Sagecrest Circle. Same thing. No, good point, Gino. That's a really good point.
Or even on that same note, just where Valley Oak, on the inside versus on the view side, $100,000.
Right.
We know because we've been watching the market for years. We know that that's the differential for the view for those homes. But an out-of-area agent won't have any idea that that's 100%. The case.
So, and it's really key because remember, this is, and homes aren't cheap now, especially in Los Angeles County. It's more expensive there. So you better really pay attention to what you're purchasing and that you're paying the right dollar. On top of that, to get your offer accepted, another trick, actually it was a requirement. It's not even a trick. It's a requirement.
Number 3?
Tip number 3 is that you get pre-approved, fully pre-approved by that local direct lender, because you say use one, but make sure you're pre-approved for two reasons. One, of course, the listing agent and selling agent want to know that you're approved, that you can afford that home and you have a loan in place. But the second reason, so you know your numbers, because you're going to have to act fast.
How do you know if you're... Sorry, Don. I was going to say, how do you know if you're really pre-approved? What are you talking about, Don? I got a pre-approval letter in 15 minutes. My online thing told me so, right?
Yeah. Okay. Good point, Gino. Because if they don't ask for all your documentation, a lot of people think, gosh, you guys are such a pain in the butt. No, we're making sure you're successful. So yes, do we get all your income information, your asset information, your credit information, everything up front? AKA no surprises for anyone, including you. There's nothing worse. You get into a home, you're going to have to act fast, you have to close fast. And if you're missing documentation, or the documentation isn't what you said it was going to be, it creates problems for everyone. So get pre-approved so you know your numbers as well, because you don't want to go, oh, I wonder what the payment's going to be on that home. Too late. House gone. We can give you, especially if they use Mortgage Coach Edge, 4-color, 4-page report, not a good faith estimate that you don't really understand. A mortgage coach analysis from a real professional breaks it all down for you. No surprises.
Tip number 4. And this is critically important. Speed, speed, speed. If you want to get your offer accepted, you need to be able to move quickly. Like Donna was alluding to a second ago, the day that house hits the market, you need to be ready, willing, and able to bid on that home. And you need to be able to close, in my opinion, Don, in under 21 days. Even 17, even better. If you're writing a 30-day offer, forget it.
Well, perfect example. The big banks or the online lenders, in most cases, 45 to 90 days. That will never work. And you have no control. Like I said, you're going to know that you can close in the time frame. Now, do you have to go 21 days, Verdi? No, maybe 30 days works for both sides. Sometimes too fast is too fast. Somebody's got to pack and get ready to go. But be prepared that if you have to in a bidding war, that you can close like that. So another thing that we wanted to go over today, it's really, really cool. We got this great product thanks to MBS Highway. Barry Habib, who's one of the best prognosticators, a guru in our industry, taught Gino and I everything we know pretty much about why interest rates move and what goes on in the markets, where we call ourselves economic journalists these days. Is he's got a great tool that will help you understand what if you have to offer more than the asking price to get the home of your dreams.
Right. And how much is okay and how much is not okay? And only you can answer that question. So it's best to not be emotional about it. It's best to just do the math. And what Barry's tool does, the bid over ask tool, named what it is it helps you. It takes the standard 5-year appreciation for a home in your area, and it utilizes that versus the current price. And if you put in there how much you think you need to bid over. And what it does is it tells you how long it'll take you to recover that. And we have an actual example that we ran here in Los Angeles County, and the numbers are staggering. Don?
I mean, okay. So if you're listening to this in Texas or something, you're like, what? But yeah, imagine a home purchased for $750,000 in 2016, April 2016, to be specific. And you basically were going to now, the asking price in 2021 is $1 million. And you're like, what if you had to overbid $50,000 to win that property?
So let me clarify that real quick, Don. I know for a fact, why are we using these numbers? The last home that sold in my area was $940,000. The next one that's up for sale right now is $1,074,000. They're jumping at leaps and bounds because people are overbidding. So I would list my home at $1 million, but in my mind, I told the agent I want at least $1,050,000. So your bid over ask is only reaching what in the auction world they call the reserve of the seller. So for you, you're saying your bid over ask, but for them, the ask was artificially low to create a bidding war.
All right. So with this program, what's nice is you can look at it and go, oh, I don't want to pay more. Well, if you look at it, because appreciation levels will stay pretty hot for a while, because we don't have inventory. A lot of people say there's a bubble, but it has nothing to do with it. It's always supply and demand that controls that. So imagine appreciation level for this particular home at 4.3% on average. So you're
very responsible appreciation, by the way.
Yeah.
We're 50-year average.
Yes. I mean, last year, give us my day was 10%. Yeah. So, and we think this year is going to be pretty hot. Again, probably 6 to 7%. So we'll just say 4.3 because it's an average. You're talking a break-even point. You'll have your money back based on the overbid in 17 months, just 17 months, a year and a half, basically. You've already broken even with that amount. And to give you some another idea is in 5 years, you're projected to make 200 projected based on appreciation levels, no guarantees, being careful, but the system creates at 4.3%. You make $234,000 on that property. That's crazy.
Yeah. So ultimately, like I said, don't be emotional. Do the math. Do the math and see if you're willing to stretch a little bit to be able to get the home of your dreams. Now, in this market, you are going to have to stretch a little bit. Talk to your loan officer. It has implications. What if the appraisal comes in low? You might need to come in with more cash. What if the appraisal comes in low? Do you have an appraisal contingency? That's like secret tip level, master level. So I'm not going to share that one with you, but there is a tip in there somewhere. So there's a lot of things to consider when you're going to bid over ask. But number one, reach out to your local loan officer. I hope they use MBS Highway. I hope they have the bid over ask tool. And if they don't,
Mortgage coach.
reach out to us, and we will help you, regardless of whether we lend in your area or not. We'll help refer you to somebody that we know, like, and trust.
All right. And coming up, it's just less than 2 weeks away now. Momentum Builder 2021, actually, coming up. One of the best, I would say, personal and professional development training weeks you will ever have. March 22nd through the 26th, momentumbuilderevent.com, momentumbuilderevent.com. Use DG2021 as your discount code. $149 is ridiculous. You have 20 of the best speakers in the world that will change your life. Please sign up for this. It's gonna be amazing, and you get access to the presentations during and after the event. It's amazing. Again, momentumbuilderevent.com. Discount code DG, as in Don and Gino, DG Media, DG 2021. So we thank you for being part of our show. Again, to find out more about Don and Gino, go to DG Media Inc.com. And